the channel, everybody. DK Guillotine here. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. And in today's video, I am giving you a review of Seige Chromia. I just got Seige Chromia a couple days ago. I was looking for a bot to get to make me happy after a pretty shitty May. I'm just gonna tell you, oh my god, my May was awful. But I just got her because I wanted to pick up a new bot and I really was having a hard time finding someone. I was kind of thinking about getting the Chrome Dome re-release. I still probably might go for that soon. I was also looking at Seige Crosshairs, so yeah, but Chromia was the one I ended up going with because I don't have a Chromia. I like Chromia as a character and I have a little one in RC, so I figured to get Chromia and have the whole trio of fembots, although I was a little bit worried because fembots tend to be pretty terrible figures. Yeah, hence Earthrise RC, Elita 1's the same figure. It's a really awful mold. There are some exceptions. Black Arachnia, Kingdom Black Arachnia is great. Cyberverse Deluxe Class RC is great, but for the most part, fembots are pretty difficult to get really good figures of. So I was a little scared when I ordered this, but I got her I got her yesterday, and how is she? Honestly, this figure is pretty cool. I like this one a lot, actually. I'm very happy with her. So let's get into the review. So here is Seige Chromia. You can see she's a very nice depiction of G1 Chromia. She has all of the Chromia features, that head sculpt, which is just absolutely iconic, that massive like crest and everything like that. Like when you think of Chromia, that is what you think of, that really cool head sculpt. The torso sculpt is also very nice. I like the little red paint apps they added right there. Very, very, very nice. She does have a stonking huge backpack, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I was expecting this huge backpack to be a problem for me, but honestly, I don't even have that in my negatives. Honestly, I love the way it transforms, and it's not bad at all. It's not fiddly or anything. It locks together very nicely. I honestly don't hate the backpack whatsoever. It's perfectly fine in my opinion. And the little like kibble back down here, yeah, it is a little bit annoying. I might end up trying to get these like to move forward a little bit more. Like there is that little nub right there, and I might try and get those to move forward a little bit more because I think that would look better instead of being like angled like this. Just have them more forward like that. I think Perspective N did that with his copy, so I don't know, I might try to do that. One thing I will say, when I got her out of packaging, her legs were pretty loose, but a little bit of super glue and that is fixed right up. But yeah, when I first got her out of packaging, if you did this, the legs would have flopped all around, but a little bit of super glue and we are pretty much set to go right there. Ball joints are always really easy to fix with super glue. So yeah, overall, very satisfied with the robot mode. Overall, I think she looks really cool. I do not care for these giant pieces of like car kibble on her arms. You can see her arm is there, and then the car kibble just like comes up like 3 feet over her forearm, which I'm not a huge fan of, but not a huge complaint. Just wanted to point it out to you, but I don't love that. And also, one thing I will say about this figure, I think her articulation is pretty bad for what you're seeing here. Like this figure looks like it would be really limber and it would be able to get a lot of poses, but honestly, like you get like it's just a teensy bit less than 90 degrees at the elbow. You don't get any wrist swivel. You do get forward in, but that's really just for transformation. The legs, you do have a nice knee joint in there, but this thing gets in the way, so you have to move that thing out of the way right there. The feet are well articulated and you get some nice ankle pivot, but I mean, if you look at this figure, you really think she'll be able to get more poses. It's really just these elbows that I have a problem with, because these really should have been a double jointed elbow. There's really no reason they shouldn't have been, or at least, you know, get rid of this skull, take this out of the equation a little more so we can get more articulation with her. So yeah, and the head sculpt is perfectly fine. You can get quite a bit of movement out of the head sculpt right there. So yeah, it's really just the elbows, but honestly, it's a pretty major blow to the articulation in my opinion, not being able to get her elbows up like that. But with that being said, I am satisfied with this robot mode. I think it's pretty nice. But now, let's talk about by far the coolest thing about this figure, and honestly, probably the reason why this figure, I ended up saying that I think this figure is pretty great. Her accessories. Man, they gave her some cool ass accessories. Let me show you these. So first up, you get these little grenades. I dropped one and they're really tiny. There you go. You get 2 of these little grenades, and these are really cool. God damn it, but they're so hard to keep in your hand because they're so small. But you can give these to her, and these are really cool little grenades, and you can absolutely give those to her, have her like throwing them. They kind of give me like, if you remember in Halo 3, there were those brute grenades that you would throw, they would stick, and then they would explode into spikes. This is they kind of remind me of those. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's just because they're like a stick grenade, but yeah, I think that is a pretty cool little thing to include. And you can also stack them on top of each other if you want to make a baton, and if you want to, you can even use another accessory she comes with to make it even bigger, but also I'll show that in a second. But yeah, a really cool accessory overall. I really like these. And when you want to store them, they have a little tab right there that you can plug into these ports on the back, and these will just plug in there. They plug in nice and secure, and you can just stick those in there and you have those stored. And that is really, really, really wonderful. That is such a nice little thing to include. I really like that. But the coolest accessory, like those are already really cool, but this right here, this is her gun. This might be the coolest fucking gun in the entire Siege line. Look at this thing. So obviously you have this kind of cool little pistol, and you have like a little scope up there. And yeah, it's pretty neat, and she holds it pretty well. It's got a nice little handle, and you can just plug that into her hand, and there you go. She has a cool little pistol. But this scope is actually a removable silencer that you can plug onto the barrel, and she totally has like an assassin, like a hitman type gun. And this is so damn cool, and this is one of the reasons I really wish she could bend her arm up more so you could get more of like a sharpshooter pose like that. But this is such an awesome accessory. Like, I love this so much. I love that they added all the features where you can plug it onto the top and store it like that and have it look like a scope, because it looks cool like that. And it also looks even cooler when you plug it onto the side and you don't drop her, and you give her like the silenced freaking pistol right there, like a freaking assassin. Like, that is such an awesome accessory. I love this so much. Like, this is easily the coolest part about this figure, in my opinion, is this absolutely awesome gun accessory. I just love it. And if you want to store it, you can plug it into the port on the back right there. So there you go, stored nice and tidy. Or of course, you could also plug it into the ports that you plug the grenades into if you want to as well. But of course, if you do that, you won't have the grenade. Get back here. Get back there. And yeah, but obviously plenty of ways to store it if you want to store it. And one thing about this figure that I absolutely love, when you utilize these joints, you can get like maybe the best drawing pose, like a drawing, you know, like when you draw a revolver out of like a drop leg holster, you can get, I think this figure can pull off the best freaking drawing pose of like any Transformer figure ever. Look at that. I absolutely love that, man. So yeah, I honestly love the accessories with this figure. I think it might be the highlight of the figure, honestly. They are really, really awesome accessories. So there you go. There you have her accessories and the robot mode. Alrighty, for comparison, as you can see, scale seems pretty good with me. She scales pretty nicely. I think she looks really good with RC and Alita 1. So yeah, pretty happy with the scale. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I do believe that is everything to talk about with the robot mode. Now for the transformation. Alright, so first up, remove the accessories. We're going to move her arms up like this. We're going to take her legs. We're going to interlock them at the feet here. We're going to rotate these pieces forward on both sides, and then we're going to fold the feet in, just like that, and make sure they don't come untabbed, just like that. We're going to take these back wheels here. These are going to untab from the backpack, fold them down just a little bit, which will allow you to flip this piece down, and then take this little piece here and flip it out from the front, just like that. Go ahead and finish folding down those wheels, bring down the front piece like so, and then you're going to attach the pegs in the front here. You can see we have tabs on either side, and you just want to get those into those little spots there. Be careful with this piece, as it is clear plastic, and make sure you also get the feet. You want to get the feet underneath there as well. So you have that going on, and then you can interlock these into that little spot there and get those good to go. And then you want to make sure these tabs tab in back here as well, and then get everything interlocked and nice and squoze in it just like that. Now come to the back here, rotate this piece around, take the head, fold it into the little cavity right there, bring the wheel pieces up, and then fold down the hands, plug them in like that, and then rotate the hands back like that. And there you have the vehicle mode. If you want to store the grenades, you can just plug them into these little ports back here. So you have that. And you can also take the gun, of course, remove the silencer, and plug it in right there for storage if you would like to. Car mode is interesting. It's not G1 accurate at all. Yeah, this isn't even close to what she looked like in G1, but I kind of like it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I don't hate this vehicle mode. It's not bad. It does look like something as opposed to most Cybertronian vehicles that kind of like go for that kind of Cybertronian look. Like, this actually does kind of look like a futuristic cybercar type dealio. So I don't hate it, but I certainly don't love it either. I don't think it's a highlight of the figure or anything. But yeah. It's not bad. The transformation I think is solid. I do like most of the steps overall. I do really like how those wheels fold up. Like, honestly, transformation pretty good. I would give the transformation like a solid 7 out of 10 maybe. Yeah, not bad at all. So yeah, overall, I mean, it's nice. You got nice sculpting right there, nice little headlights up front there, nice clear for there. You do have the torso just kind of chilling up there, but hey, it doesn't look all that bad whatsoever. Nice port right there if you want to store the gun, you absolutely can, which is lovely. I like the little spot where you can put the grenades. It honestly looks kind of incomplete without them. So yeah, overall, satisfied with the vehicle mode. I think it's a pretty cool little vehicle mode. So for comparison, so, final thoughts on Seige Chromia. I am very pleasantly surprised by this figure. I actually like this figure a lot, and I would say she is absolutely worthy of being in your WFC Trilogy collection. I like her. I honestly do. I think this is a pretty solid figure. I'm going to give Seige Chromia an A-. I think this figure is solid, and for the design of Chromia, I think they did a pretty bang-up job, man. I'm very satisfied with this figure. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought of it in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think of Seige Chromia in the comment section down below. Give me a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video and you would like to see more in the future. And this is DK Yozine, signing out.